guys, we were right about Sun Wukong. Now we have all the information on this brand new free champion for everybody in the game. You guys know me. These are the best things that Plarium does inside the history of the game. I think it kind of re-engages a lot of the player base that are feeling a little bit disenfranchised to give them a really viable, in this case as well, new champion, sometimes amazing new champion. We'll talk about, is this guy just good or is he really good in today's video? Because we have his entire kit, cooldowns, and everything except for the multipliers today. So here he is, Sun Wukong. Not only are we getting him for free as part of the login 7 days loyalty program, you guys know the ones, the Artax, the UDKs, the Rondas, the Ninjas, the Delianas, the Alexander, the Sharpshooters. Am I forgetting somebody? Either way, it's those, right? So you just log in, you get the dude. So make sure you do it on your mini accounts. It's a good time to start another account as well. If you ever want to just kind of help yourself out with the loyalty program, at least you start out with a champion like this. He's not going to be an exclusive champion, meaning you'll be able to pull him from shards after the 7 days. I don't know how you guys feel about that. I'd rather just have an empowerment champion rather than being able to pull dupes of them, but I don't know. How do you guys feel? Either way, not like the ninja days, right, where you have that one shot and then that's it. I guess it's good for new players in the future. Anyway, I digress, guys. This is, in case you guys are unfamiliar, new players or whatever, you just log in. This is our tactic, our previous one, but you just basically log in 7 days. And that one ended August 1st. This one starts August 22nd, guys. We were 100% accurate for the first time ever with leaks here. We've covered this champion coming to the game, basically vis-a-vis leaks up until now. And in those leaks, it was starting on August 22nd. It will go all the way until October 23rd. So all you have to do is log in 7 days from the 22nd to October 23rd. So you have plenty of time to go ahead and do that. So Sun Wukong will be a skinwalker. So I thought it was between skinwalkers and shadowkin. Both of them have identical number of legendary champions, as you guys can see here. But yes, he will be a skinwalker. Obviously, he fits both aesthetics great. How do you feel about that? It's kind of funny that skinwalkers has the same amount of legendary champions as shadowkin, and they've been in the game for like 3 years longer. Anyway, cool. I have no problem with his faction personally. Now, we speculated on this as well, guys. I'm not sure if you guys missed this. I mentioned it in one of my previous videos, but very slowly or quietly behind the scenes, NetEase, who is a massive game publisher, acquired licensing for Raid Shadow Legends in China. So this coincides with a lot of the festivities around the game launching on a brand new, you know how China's games are. If you don't, they basically run in a vacuum. They don't engage with the rest of the world in terms of the servers or anything like that. It's basically a parallel universe inside China on these games. So, it makes sense in terms of the celebration in this champion, etc., the lore behind it. All right, so what does this monkey do, Ash? What does he do? Where are we going to use him? How good is he going to be? Well, stay tuned for that. We're going to have plenty of play testing. Plenty of content both on my main account, my mini account for beginners out there on this champion. But suffice it to say, on his A1 gotcha, right? He's, again, an attack-based champion. Keep that in mind. We do not know the multipliers as of yet. Attacks one enemy, has a 25% chance of placing a stun for 1 turn. The chance increases to 50 if the target has any buffs, and that goes up to 75% when booked, okay? Staff of Wonders is booked down to a 3-turn cooldown. Attack one enemy, will ignore 50% of the target's defense. Period. Will attack all remaining enemies with any surplus damage if the target is killed. Let me push myself over for a moment here. If the target is killed, okay? So he's attacking all enemies with surplus damage, a la like a Dracomorph type thing, but it's predicated on the target being killed. This attack will ignore 50%, also ignore 50% of the target's defense. This attack cannot be critical. That means the secondary surplus damage attack, the main attack can be critical. That is Plarium confirmed. The initial targets, if the initial target survives, places a sheep debuff that cannot be blocked, okay? Very interesting. That means we can go in and sheep on anybody with block debuffs. Really cool. The first champion in the game to place sheep without the polymorph blessing. How do we feel about that? It's pretty cool that everybody gets them at least. Now you see us, a 3-turn cooldown, attacks all enemies, AoE, before attacking, steals all buffs from all enemies, and places a block buffs debuff on them for 2 turns. This is a very powerful ability. Not only is it an AoE buff removal, but it's a buff steal. It's very, very good. Very, very good. And we place the block buffs afterwards. So in AoE, you steal all the buffs from all enemies. This dude's going to be a buff machine, right? And then, especially go second teams in the arena. And then again, you're placing that block buffs on them, so the only way to circumvent that is to have a cleanser on the enemy team or to resist the ability. It's really strong. So he's controlling with sleep, he's controlling with stun, he's stealing all buffs, and then he has that surplus damage, he's ignoring defense. Boy, he seems like a very, very good arena champion. Unbeatable Wukong revives this champion with 100% HP and 100% turn meter 3 turns after they were killed. Ooh, that's also a nasty little passive there. Now, let me walk you through this. What happens if he's killed, he comes back, he nukes, and then immediately he's killed again? There's no cooldown here. So again, in another 3 turns, he'll come right back to life, which is really cool. Aura, speed in arena battles by 28%. They just couldn't go 30. They just couldn't go 30 or 32, right? Some, Arbiter, Lord Shazar territory there, or Kaimar, or all the other champions who have that. Either way, 28's pretty dang good for an arena speed lead. And speed leads are still the most even in this meta, they're the most popular by far, or a lead inside the arena in aggregate over the game. So there it is, guys. That's Sun Wukong. So A, he's going to be a beast in the arena, dude. I can't see most players, especially newer or intermediate players playing for a few months, I can't see anybody not using this dude. In fact, providing the numbers are there in terms of his multipliers on that A2 specifically, but also his A3, provided those numbers are there, he'll be an endgame arena champion as well. So I already love this. You guys know how I feel about new free login loyalty champions. As long as they can shine in one area, and we've been lucky, knock on wood here, knock on wood, but we've been lucky. These champions have been really good, right? UDK is way more than just arena. Artak is way more than, just one dungeon. He's used in a lot of PvE areas. And now we have it again with Sun Wukong. So very, very cool. We could use him, obviously, in areas like Hydra, stealing all buffs from all enemies with the block buffs on a 3-turn cooldown when booked. Hopefully a little bit of damage on top of that. You could use him as a control champion basically anywhere in the game. Obviously Faction Wars and then Doom Tower, etc. But the obvious choice again for me is going to be arena on this champion, but certainly shouldn't be, discounted in other areas, especially progression-wise. What was the other one I wanted to show? Oh, I thought this to myself as well, guys. I thought about this new champion that they added to the game. What is he, an undead? Yeah, Valkynin. Valkynin, without going over his whole kit, I don't have him personally, but I would love to try these champions out together because of this passive, right? It's a long one, but bear with me. Place a shield on this champion each time an ally or enemy champion dies. The value of the shield is 50% of the champion's max HP. Dead champion's max HP. The shield cannot be removed, stolen, or transferred. If this champion is already under a shield, the value of the shield is increased by 50% of the dead champion's max HP. And then the passive. Whenever an enemy hits this champion while they are under a shield, places a random debuff on the attacking enemy. True Fear, Freeze, Provoke, Petrification, Sleep, and Stun placed for 1 turn. So think about it. With him continuing to die all the time, it's kind of a cool little synergy there, right, to consider. I'm sure there's other synergies out there as well. He has like literally every debuff possible pretty much on this passive, except for Sheep. He doesn't have the Sheep, does he, guys? Does have Petrification, but there's no Sheep. There's a Sleep. There's a no Sheep. So anyway, guys, how do you feel about this champion? Congratulations, you're about to get a free champion that's actually really good in Raid Shadow Legends. Stay tuned for a lot of content, again, on the said champion. Much love. Thanks for watching all the way till the end, guys. And as always, take care.